Articulate going to be on the stage right there in Lakewood Park for Divine Health 4th year anniversary celebration called Vegan Fest, August 20, 2023. Make sure you're there. Lots of activities for the family, a full fun day, food, enjoyment, enough good vibes, enough good energy. Plus live performances in the evening. We got Turbulence, we got Ibamar, Articulate myself. You got Brigadier Jerry, Ras Bingit, Slumlord, Striker, you know what I mean, Darry Major, and the list goes on, man. Make sure you're there, don't miss it, man. It's going to be huge right here in Waterbury, Connecticut, August 20. All the activities from 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. Make sure you're there, man. Pull up, support. Divine Health is divine wealth.
All right, give thanks. Remember, say Pele and family. Yes. All right, Divine Health Juice Bar, the 20th of August, the place to be is Waterbury, Lakewood Park. You don't want to miss that. Ibamar performing live, Turbulence, and a whole heap of other artists. A million birds with a million thoughts. In a me diamond socks and me wallaby clocks and me have a shirt so great it's in our Lakewood. More life and blessing. Waterbury, Hartford, Connecticut, Westport. Bless.
All right. Well, thanks for joining me tonight. I have Articulate with me. It is my pleasure and honor that he's here to share his event coming up this weekend, Vegan Fest, August 20th, Lakewood Park, Waterbury, Connecticut. He's a member of our Corium community. I know he's also a member of the XRP Ledger community and probably many others, but he's taken some time out tonight to join us on our channel today, and I'm really thankful. He's all over the crypto community and NFTs. I know he's an advocate for the blockchain technology itself, and I'm just pleased that he's here. And thank you, Articulate. If you just let the community know a little bit about yourself before we get started here.
Yes, thank you, Chris, for having me. And thank you for all the work you've been doing with Corium Concepts and helping the world know about Corium. I think it's a great blockchain, and it's going to change how everything interacts with just the capabilities it's bringing to this whole space. My name is Articulate. I'm Jamaican, born and raised. I migrated to the United States a couple of years ago, about 17 years ago, and I've been doing music my whole life. And being a musician and having a technical mind, I've always been curious about technology and the next thing coming up, smartphones, programming, computers, whatever it was I was interested in. Maybe about, I would say 7 or so years ago, I kind of found out about cryptocurrency and this whole world. I didn't even really know about blockchain back then. It was just about crypto, what it is, and I didn't really get curious back then. I was just like, okay, but I know I had friends who were very, very passionate about it, and they were just studying this whole new technology. However, it was about maybe 5 years ago where I doubled back based upon the fact that I was like, hey, this is a new asset class, this is a new technology. What if being involved right now, learning this right now, what if this becomes everyday life for everyone else, and years later I'll be ahead. So I every day since 5 years ago, I've been in the space learning. I have projects that I'm going to build. I'm just like getting more research, more people together as a team. But learning this whole thing, you learn something every day, and you meet so many people who are just in my eyes, world changers. Being active in the space right now at the level they are. I think that we who are here now are going to be the people who on board the next billion or 10 billion or 8 billion people, but also be the people who are the leaders and the thought leaders in the space. So it's a privilege to meet like-minded people like yourself and to be able to be a part of such an awesome movement.
Yeah, well, and that's what's great about community blockchain like Corium. It's meant to be run by the community. And what I've found since I've gotten involved as much as I have is it's a very diverse community, but we all seem to have that one shared common goal or desire for a better future using this technology. It just draws that type of person to the community, and it's really exciting because though we all have differences, we're all working together towards similar outcomes and a better outcome than it's currently looks like, I guess you could say, for a lot of people. So it's great to have so many different minds involved in these projects, because it just brings in so many different ideas and perspectives and allows things to grow and flourish really rapidly, I find.
Yes, same here.
And so you obviously have a musical background. We're here today to talk about Vegan Fest. It's an event that's coming up here this weekend. I'd like to tap your brain about a few things, but the important thing here tonight is for us to talk about Vegan Fest. So let's get into that. It's an event coming up here this weekend. I'm actually going to a festival in my area here in British Columbia. It's the Roots and Blues Festival in Salmon Arm, British Columbia. So that's where I'm going to be tomorrow, taking in some music myself. So tell everybody about Vegan Fest and what's going on there.
Yes, so Vegan Fest is put on by, it's a small business here in Waterbury, Connecticut, called Divine Health Juice Bar. And they've been around for, this is their 4th year, and they're celebrating it in the form of a festival. Normally they do a give back to the community at the location, where they, give food, certain special discounts on that day. Just thanking the community for another year, supporting them. And this year they decided to do it in the form of a festival, and bring in some friends who are also musicians. And also we have former reggae boy, Jamaica national football player Garfield Reed is going to also be there. We have a plethora of artists who are going to be there as well, and all people who are not even on the flyer, but it's have been garnering interest, keen interest from other people who it got their attention, so they've been calling to how they could be a part of this. So Divine Health Juice Bar put on a family fun day. It's called Vegan Fest, and it's going to be this Sunday, the 20th of August at Lakewood Park, 100 Lakewood Road in Waterbury. And it's going to be from 10 a.m. to 9 p.m. We're going to have a fun day, family fun day. It's going to be football games. There's going to be basketball, friendly competitions as well throughout the day. Also, bounce about for the kids. Food would be there, refreshments, smoothies, juices, the works, all vegan. And we're going to have a live performances starting at 5 p.m. Eastern time. With the lineup is just insane, man. I wish you could have been there this year, but we're going to definitely have this again next year, and it's going to be, from what we have experienced so far, it's going to be bigger for sure.
Right on. Sounds awesome. I wish I was closer. I'd definitely take it in just to come check you out. I've been on your YouTube channel, checking out your music, and it's just great. I'm curious, have you taken your music into the NFT world or in the blockchain space, or is that coming? Or
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much. Yeah, that's some of the stuff I mentioned earlier that I'm thinking of, building in the space. So definitely merging both worlds that I'm deeply involved in with music and technology, and building my own platform, solving a problem as well. So I'm in the background, engineering, drafting this up, and definitely always actively looking for the tools or the resources that would help me get this vision to fruition. But yes, I'll definitely be doing that in the future.
And so that's two big communities themselves that you're going to be hanging out with. You have the musical component of it,
Yes.
musicians community, and then obviously it's a vegan fest. It's you're going to have a community that's health and wellness is obviously important to them. Within those communities, how much penetration would you say like blockchain and cryptocurrency has into those communities? One or the other, or both, whatever you care to comment on.
From what I see, I definitely see opportunity. I definitely see that it is, and being involved in this community as well. I had piloted a program at the juice bar that I'm at where we had tested a rewards program on the blockchain, and merging the restaurant business, the vegan business, with NFTs. Giving an NFT, and you hold that NFT, you get discount on certain items. So there are opportunities there, and I think that with the community itself, the vegan community itself, I think that having blockchain-based services or resources or outlets or apps or just interfaces, I think it goes with the theme of clean green energy and alternatives that could make things a lot smoother, faster, cheaper, and also environmentally friendly.
Right. And the key to adoption is the community or the people adopting it, wanting it, seeing the benefit in it, and not being in it because it's blockchain or because this project could 10x, or seeing that there is a problem that it can actually solve for their community or for their organization or whatever it is. And there's all kinds of problems out there to solve, and that's the desire of my channel. And like talking to community members like yourself, it's we all have different stories and different ideas, and the more we can all talk about it openly amongst different communities, the better, because it's such a powerful tool if it can be utilized to address a specific problem. If you can find that problem and figure out a way to utilize this technology, it can be a really powerful thing because of the community building and the speed that you can build a network, on a global level. Just whatever project you take on, it's not just, you're not just confined to your network of friends or your geographic location. Like you can just have a great idea or a great solution and deploy it and have pretty fast uptake and solve problems in a hurry.
Yeah, in real time, in a sense, literally.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen you done some public speaking on the adoption, on like how it enables us to be more inclusive and, help, communities that maybe are underbanked or not part of banking. And do you see yourself being involved in anything addressing problems such as that, or you just got enough to focus on in the music industry? I haven't really followed your projects that you've worked on closely, so I'm just kind of here to learn more about you. I've done some research lately, and you've done some interesting things. That's why I was excited to have you on here.
Yes, thank you again. I do, and I am. So, for me, being Jamaican, I have a passion based upon, say, the knowledge I've acquired in tech and, also music. I see that, there could be an opportunity for me to, you know, have a hand in that as well, in terms of, the learning aspect, teaching people, other musicians as well, because this is going to change every industry, and every one at some point is going to interact with this technology on a day-to-day basis. So from my point of view, when I went down there recently in Jamaica, I got the opportunity to speak on one of the radio stations there, and the host was very excited about the fact that someone knows about this technology, because people they see it, they kind of intimidated. They don't know how to approach it, what to learn first, what to do. So if there's a solution or a resource or a tool that could be built or a platform where it makes it seamless, or it breaks it down, so everyone who has never touched this or even know about this can have some form of like formal education or onboarding. I think that adoption curve will be helped a lot, but it's going to take time, of course, because people are at different stages or different type of learners out there. So it definitely has to be disseminated in different ways. And I know that with social media is going to play a very big part in this, and with social media in today's world already adopting or looking to go in the direction of adopting monetization, and also monetization through cryptocurrencies, and integrating blockchain capabilities. I believe that I see myself heavily involved in that aspect as well, because I believe education is key, and it doesn't take much to educate. Education, it could be done orally, where you speak, where someone could hear you. It could be done where someone observes you doing something, so they could see you in action and have a blueprint to say, okay, this is something that worked for someone else, and it could possibly they get inspired, and it could possibly work for them too. So, or that could be a million people who made that decision because of your actions. So I definitely see myself involved with teaching this technology, having platforms where people can find information, and the like, because it is my passion, so I speak to people about it every single day, even while at work, so I know how important that is, because planting the seed, when they do have questions later, they'll have a starting point or a reference point to say, okay, I did get introduced to this information before. I have something to work with, so I'm just that naturally. So yes, I do see myself in that field as well.
Yeah, that's like my start, went to wanting to onboard as many people that would listen as fast as I could. And it's tough to do. It's just to bring people in for blockchain or for crypto, or for the investment portion of it. It's a tough space, because we have access to so much information.
Yes.
But there's just so much noise in the throughout it. So it's, for somebody that's new, it's so overwhelming, and
Yes.
there's so many shiny things to draw your attention to all the wrong places too, right? And then obviously there's the problem of scams. Like, there's just so much on Twitter. It's just horrible. Like, anybody that asks a question on anything I post, it's just
Yeah.
a page of scams underneath it. Like, you just can't keep up to reporting it all. And so of course, one or two people get stung with something like that, and it's really hard to convince them to come back. And that's why it's really important. Like, now, the last while that I've been more involved on the building side of things and building community, it's just nice to be stepped away from the charts and worried about price movement, and
Yeah.
just seeing that there's another way to get adoption, or people to come in without just trying to pull them into the chaos. It's about finding the solutions, or
Yes.
and that solution for some people might be an NFT that provides utility, or an NFT that their favorite musician puts out, or it could be investing. Like, it's so much easier, and I find more successful if the people find themselves in this space because of something that they're genuinely interested in, and it's just addressing whatever that is, as opposed to just trying to pull people in and say, hey, welcome to blockchain on crypto Twitter, right? It could be a little overwhelming.
Definitely can be. And that's kind of the response. Now, I say at least 80% of the times I get people have this who have interacted with cryptocurrency, they just have this bad taste of like, yeah, but I bought this coin and I lost my money, so I don't know, so it's hard to pitch something to them that, especially if they have had experiences like that, based upon the lack of education around the fact of the cycles of charts and how to time things, and what to look out for, when to sell or when to hold. So I think that with this blockchain technology and with cryptocurrencies, financial education is going to be something that is going to be paramount, because everything is going to be broken down into a value, because it's the internet of value we're going to be on the threshold of interacting with. So monetization of pretty much everything, the tokenization of everything can be tokenized and monetized, so financial literacy is going to be something which I think is going to be important, and at a young age too, not just people who need to use the technology now, but I think it should be introduced or reintroduced back into the educational system on a level where people can make better decisions and have a better quality of life, especially now that everything is potentially going to be tokenized and monetized.
Yeah, well, we know the education system certainly doesn't prepare our students for the financial system, or the different paths you could take through that, both good and bad. It's interesting because, like, my son, he didn't learn much about the financial system through school, but interesting enough, he came through life at a time that I can't remember which episode it was, Grand Theft Auto 5 or something like that, where you could do the stock trading as part of the game. And so years later, when he got into to cryptocurrency, he was quite familiar of trading stocks back and forth thanks to a video game. So and it's a sad statement that that's where our kids are getting any exposure to financial tools, for good or bad reasons, right? Like, obviously Grand Theft Auto is not the place to learn about financial tools, but at the same time, without it, the schools were presenting nothing of the sort at all. So
yeah, that's definitely something that I think blockchain is going to change.
Yeah, and AI, like
Yes.
I've heard like the acceleration of education through the use of AI, because the teaching can just be dialed into that specific student and whatever their learning method is. And I'm hearing the results are quite astounding. So it's interesting times ahead. And it's great that we have people like you in the community that are advocating and onboarding and guiding a positive path forward into it, because it's all just like anything in life. There's both sides obviously at play, and we need that's what's important to me about building community, is having a place hopefully that everybody can gather and talk and learn, and talk about our victories, talk about our losses, and hopefully that other people can learn through that and share our ideas. And to me, it's the easiest way, the cleanest way, as opposed to just trying to turn somebody loose and say, go do your own research, because that's what people hear a lot, and it's tough to do. It's tough to do. Like, even me, I have way less time to do research than I ever had since I started this channel. And it's tough, you're trying to keep up with what's going on, and like things change in crypto in a day. So, like, you never know what's going to happen, and it's really hard to keep up to it. So, imagine somebody that's new just to say, go, do your own research and wash your hands of it. Like, it's all on them now. It's just an irresponsible way for us to handle it. And that's why, we're trying to build a community DAO, that enables community to learn about blockchain while participating in it, learn about the governance part of it, learn about the staking part of it, and hopefully see the potential of what can be done with a DAO and what can be done with creating your own token. We all have these tools at our disposal, and
Yes.
it's just an idea away from solving a problem or changing somebody's life, and that's what's really exciting for me to share the journey of Corium since it started, because it's opening up so many different stories for me to watch and kind of document as this whole ecosystem grows. It's just been a really rewarding and positive thing since I've started this channel, that's for sure.
Definitely. And just by following you, I've learned so much, about what Curl has been up to, and so other people. I remember when you did like a series of, you were interviewing was it the validators at the time?
Yeah, 007 and Bite Steak and Rise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was so interesting, and I'm very excited about the future of, Corium and what they have in store, and what they're going to the solutions they're bringing to the space on an enterprise level. So having this technology at our fingertips as well to build with it is so exciting. Because this is for me a time where never before have we been able to access these types of protocols, to have to invest in them and also to build with them um, as the general public. So I believe that it's a shift, and those who recognize the shift are going to be the ones who are able to have a big impact in the future, who recognize the shift early and start shifting and building and doing what they need to do. At the moment it is happening. It's a powerful moment, and those who recognize it, I think, are going to be very successful and very equipped with not just financially, but knowledge-wise. We're at the point where it's early, so early that we went through a lot of the things that in the future, if there's a problem that occurs like that, we would already be troubleshooters naturally to figure out stuff quicker than people who would be learning this 10 years from now.
Yeah, exactly. And that's one thing that I always see, on social media, people can get so upset and frustrated and angry when things aren't working right, or it's slow, or it's not as perfect as they could be. It's like, we're here early, we're pioneers in this space. And that's all part of it. We're going to have some uncomfortable moments and some learning lessons, and some of them are going to be more painful than others, but ultimately, that's what we signed up for when we got into this space at this moment in time. It's pretty clear to see what's coming. It's just a matter of when do you want to jump on that ride and go for it. But some of us have chose to do it a little sooner than others. So I've been here for coming on 7 years myself, and it's but I gotta say, you could see the acceleration, the last year has just been wild, and and the 2 years before that, you could just see the momentum building. So it's exciting times that we're in.
Yes, sir.
Bringing it back to the music festival, just roughly, I'm just curious, to me, musicians seem to be an industry that decentralization seems natural, I guess, but oddly enough, to my surprise, I guess, anyways, it doesn't seem to be taking off as quick as I suspected it would. Is there a big movement, a bigger movement that I might see happening with the music industry as far as using NFTs, or whether it be for ticketing or for community building or for actually putting their art on, just as a music NFT? Is that what, I'm just curious, is that a 2% of the industry, 5%?
Yeah, I would say where the music is right now, I would say it's a little higher than that. I'd say maybe at least a 10 or 15. Because let's look at what Tory Lanez did a few years ago, right? With making an album as an NFT, and then he sold it for $1. And then people were actually reselling that NFT for like $50,000, $60,000 immediately. You know, he had a high level of success using music NFTs. That was, you know, a few years ago. And I think that some ground has broken at some levels that, you know, we're going to catch up back to in the future. But it's just that enough movement has not been happening to follow up, if you get what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So I believe that we have done some things that are very significant and very telling of what the NFT or the blockchain technology can do to the record industry and the music industry. But it's just that we only have one or two pioneers who have actually succeeded so far, or have even attempted to try on that level. So myself, I have seen you know, rappers who have been dropping NFTs. You know, people in the music industry have been deploying NFTs over the past 3 years at least. For me, that I've seen. You know, there are some who have dropped more than others. You know, being a part of the full blockchain as well. You know, we have a couple regular projects. We actually have a platform called Unblocked that is geared towards music NFTs, and they've been doing Boys to Men featured recently. So there's movement happening, there's things going, but I think that the visibility is not there as yet because there's not enough traction as yet. And based upon also the market conditions right now, people are not encouraged to go all out as yet until, you know, the market matures a little bit. So I think that there's work happening in the background, definitely, and it's going to be more apparent as, you know, things pick up with also regulations. You know, that's a big thing as well. So if I'm a record label, I'm not going to want to do certain things if I don't know what the rules are yet, you know. So I think that people are just on the sidelines, just in the crypto with the top 1% companies, they're waiting to, you know, get knee deep in this. It's just that it's not time yet, you know.
Yeah. So it's the same thing that we're in now. It's you know, the public wants to use the technology, but you know, the institutions are like, well, hey, we just need a little bit more regulation.
Yeah.
First, just hang on a second here. Yeah, it makes sense. Makes perfect sense. I just looked at it as an industry with, you know, kind of like that. It solves that middleman problem where, you know, the artist could just go out. So I was just kind of wondering, is it the middleman that's trying to slow this whole thing down, or is there a solution the middleman can use that everybody's happy, right? That, you know, like it seems to, you know, a lot of times the middleman takes quite a bit. You know, maybe the middleman, you know, with this technology gets a little less and everybody's happy. I don't know, but.
Yeah, I do believe, you know, there are also, you know, conversations being had behind the scenes to work out what percentages or numbers would look like using this technology, you know. So, you know, I'm sure there's some conversations happening.
Yeah, I was just surprised to learn like the Hollywood or like the actors and writers strike there in Hollywood. I was in a Twitter space with club kids there, and with Jen in there, you know, they had several actors come on, and you know, it's amazing. You don't know what you don't know, right? And you know, so from somebody on the outside, you know, you just see the glitz and glamour of Hollywood, and you just assume it's all, you know, roses and parades for them. But you know, as somebody that doesn't even consume, you know, Hollywood as a content, really, I was really shocked to learn, you know, how these actors and writers are being treated with that the technology that we're in is actually being used against them in such horrible ways, and how it's financially impacting them. It really blew my mind, right? So you know, it's kind of like another story I want to get out there, just because, like I said, I have no skin in that game at all, other than just, you know, I have a heart, and I see people being done wrongly by a whole organization or a whole industry. You know, I just don't like to see things like that, whatever whatever the reason is. And it's just it just highlighted to me, like it's why it's important to have community advocating for how this technology is used, but also about, you know, introducing it to people coming on, because it can be used in such a way that it can really limit people and have negative impact on their life. So it just made me realize, we have such a diverse group of people in this industry, and we have so much to learn, and that's what I want to do with this channel, is kind of be the hub of having people like you come on, and hopefully I can bring some more exposure to Jen and the issue that they're dealing with in Hollywood there. If we could talk more about it someday, and we have an opportunity here. So I really appreciate you taking the time out tonight to talk with me a bit about that and bring some light towards the festival that you're participating in. And I just want to give the floor to you. Is there anything that we haven't talked about? Any projects that you got going on? And just that you want to get out there to the community, like this channel's for you too. You've been a supporter for a long time, and I really appreciate it. And if there's something that the community needs to know that you got going on, so we can all participate any way we can, help you out, I'd love for you to have a chance to share that here.
Thank you very much, Chris. Yes, so the upcoming projects, I have been, taking a break from the music, actively recording, to, get, more knowledgeable and more equipped with the technology space. And I've, I think, gotten to a point where I'm, ready again. So I've been, writing again and getting ready to hit the studio. So new music coming soon, and definitely in a space where applying what I've learned in tech to the future drops that I'm going to be doing, I think is going to be something exciting. So, just look forward to that. I do also try to, I have a terminology that I use a lot. I say Web3 pioneer, so I think that what we're doing, yes, we're definitely all pioneers at this moment. And building will be, giving more information as, the time goes along with the progress of, what I'm building right now, which is, a merger of music and technology and solving a problem between, how fans interact with artists and how that could look in the future. So excited about that. So, new music and, Web3 based platform coming soon. So look out for that. And again, I just want to talk about Vegan Fest. We have two headliners, which are from Jamaica, and they're international artists in themselves, and which is Turbulence. He's going to be the main act. And we also have Ibamar. He's also on the bill. We have some local artists who are on the program as well. Slumlord, we have Striker, we have Dari Major, we have Ras Binky, Rosie is going to be performing as well. We have Dazzle Dawn, we have Shanai, and also myself, Articulate. I'm going to be gracing that stage. I haven't even performed in a while, but I'm excited to be there and to be a part of this great. I think it's something that will echo, and you will see in more states and across the world, in the future. I think this is something big, and a lot of people are excited about Vegan Festival right here in Waterbury, by Divine Health. Shout out to the team over there, Divine Health, Juice Bar, and Damien, the owner. Shout out to all the work he's been doing. He's been a vegan, most of his life, over 20 years. And the business itself is the menu, the things he eats on a daily basis. He turned it into a business. And, the community right here in Waterbury has been supporting him for the past 4 years straight. And I just want to give him a big shout out to the success he has been having, and, the heart to always want to give back to the people. There's a slogan that he uses is divine health brings divine wealth. and I've definitely witnessed that working with him for the past year or so. So, shout out to Divine Health Juice Bar, shout out to Damien and the team. Everybody, we're going to be out there on the 20th this Sunday at Waterbury, Lakewood Park. Everyone is excited, and it's going to be a family day, great day of gratitude, for another year in business.
That's beautiful. Thank you. And if there's anybody out there in Connecticut or traveling to Connecticut that's watching this show and is attending and sends me a video of Articulate on stage performing, I will give you a Corium Punk of your choice out of my collection. So I'm not going to advertise that far and wide, but if you're watching this show and you're there, send me a clip. I'd love to see it. I wish I could be there. One last question before we're done here. You're granted 3 wishes. What would one of them be?
One of them would be that I am given the ability to help more people realize their dreams.
That's awesome. Well, thank you very much for your time today. It's great. Like, I'm up on a cattle ranch here in BC. I raise grass-fed beef, natural, beautiful animals. They're like kids to me here. And so the irony of me promoting the Vegan Fest didn't escape me, but it really highlights the beautiful part of this industry that you can really tap into, is that everybody's different. We all have different things going on in our world, but ultimately we're all just people. We all have, we just all want to live a good life, prosper, and do well, and leave the world a better place for our kids and their kids behind them. And I'm really blessed that you joined us here tonight. You're certainly one of those people out there making the world a better place. I'm totally blessed that you took some time out to share your story with us and your project, and share it with my community that you've obviously been part of for a long time. So thank you very much. You're welcome anytime. Keep me posted on your doings, and anything that you want shared. I'm more than happy to do that here for you, and look forward to it, in fact.
Yes, Chris. Thank you again, and keep up the great work with Corium Concepts and the Corium Community DAO. I am staking with the DAO as well, so congratulations on getting that up.
Oh, well, thank you very much. Well, I'll use that as we end a shameless plug. We have started the DAO. There's a lot of exciting things coming. I could tell you, Marco and Scott and I have been putting in a lot of hours here the last while. The next week or so, you're going to start seeing some results of that work here, hopefully. So exciting things ahead too. And I'm exciting that we're all here together. So we're all going to enjoy the benefits of everybody's contributions on whatever it is they're working on. So thank you again. Peace and prosperity to you all.
P.S. Hey, yo, it's your boy Fly Rod, man, the face of CT. I'm doing a whole lot of PSing at the Vegan Festival, August 20th, this Sunday. We at Lakewood Park right here, man. It's the 4th annual Vegan Festival. Enough artists in the building, man. We got Turbulence in the building, Slumlord in the building, Striker. It's your boy Fly Rod. I'm doing a whole lot of PSing in there too, man. Because check this. When we leave someone we love, we tell them stay safe, be easy. Safety if you want to keep it short. Stay dangerous if you want to make it a sport. Boom, we out. Let's get it.
Divine Juice Bar presents them 4th anniversary vegan festival. Location, Waterbury, Connecticut, at the Lakewood Park. It's the 28th of August. Artists like Turbulence, Brigadier Jerry, Ibamar, yours truly, Striker, Slumlord, and many more. Throughout the fight, the vinyl still walking. Hosted by MC Nuffy, KC. Music by who? Rusty, Genius, Burn One. It will be a nice thing, you see what I say? Bring out the kids. Lovely. Admission free. Be there. Banging. I'm going to say, oh, you don't know this boy True, and it's all about Divine L Juice Bar presents the 4th anniversary of Vegan Festival, August the 20th. Make it a day don't play compared with the great them. Turbulent, Ibamar, Brigadier Jerry, you don't know. Shania, whole heap of other guests and surprises and artists and everything again I play. So just make sure to forward Lakewood Park, Waterbury, Connecticut. Crazy. As me I say, music by Rusty, Genius DJ Burn1. I don't know MC and no fee, admission free, so you don't have no reason for no reach. QQ fully endorsing. Heavy